there! Thank you so much for joining me here today for the first City of Dreams tarot reading for 2022. Super exciting. So this reading is for the week of January 1st, 2022. And yeah, it feels like a bit of a fresh start, like a little bit of like a welcomed fresh start. But I also feel a little bit tentative. So I'm curious to see how you guys are feeling too about the start of the new year. And I did also want to mention that if you follow along on Instagram, you probably saw a little poll in my stories asking if you would like a special reading for 2022, like a general reading for 2022. And a lot of you said yes, so I'm going to do a little mini reading because, you know, the long, like 12 card spread, it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming. So I'm going to do a nice little mini reading for the new year, just as a little gift for you guys. And I will post that onto my socials, so it'll be up here on YouTube for you to check out too. So we'll get into like the whole energy of the year in that spread. And I also want to talk about the significance of New Year's Eve and the New Year's like time in that reading. So make sure that you check it out. I'm super excited to share that all with you. And yeah, so for today we're just getting into the week ahead. So instead of thinking long term, we're just thinking short term, which I think is a really good way to tentatively, you know, dip our little toe into 2022. So not a whole lot of announcements today, but I wanted to mention that in our spread from last week, our next steps were the Ace of Cups. That's the card that we pulled. So it showed a person holding a cup of like some kind of warm, lovely beverage that they had gotten at their favorite coffee shop in order to warm their heart and take care of themselves and show themselves self-love. So I love to let Spirit know that I'm listening. I'm heeding these messages. So today I poured myself a warm cup of tea that I'm enjoying, and it's from my favorite store. It's called Wegmans. I don't know if you guys know, but if you know, you know. It's from Rochester, New York, which is where I'm from. So it just makes me feel like very cared for and very at home and just like so good. I love them so much. And this is not sponsored or anything. This is just something that I absolutely love. So I'm going to have a sip of this tea. And I invite you guys to, you know, pause the video and make a cup of tea for yourself. And, you know, we can all kind of like join in this like small little ritual, because I think these little rituals and these little things that we do to let our intuition know that we're listening is really important. And that reminds me, we also pulled the High Priestess in the reversed position for our underlying messages last week. So I mentioned a lot in the reading about like listening to your dreams and the messages in your dreams. And then after I was thinking about it and I was like, oh my gosh, are we listening to our intuition? Like maybe that is something we need to start doing in small ways. So I've been working on that. And I also like to show Spirit in that same way I did with like the tarot reading. It's like we pulled the Ace of Cups. I'm going to have my tea and just like reflect back that card. I like to listen to my intuition in small and then bigger ways. So if I get, you know, a small like feeling to like do a certain thing that's just a little, I'll do that. And then I can trust myself and work up towards trusting myself with bigger and bigger decisions. So I encourage you guys to do that as well. And I also painted my nails purple to reflect the High Priestess and intuition. So I love a little glamour magic also. Yeah, and I think that's everything for our recap. If you want to check out last week's reading, I'll link it above so you can check that out. And I did want to mention the decks are available on midnightcitytarot.com, and be sure to use the code CityMagic so that you can receive $5 flat rate domestic shipping. So I'll put our deck to the side, make sure you check that out. And I also wanted to mention that each deck that's purchased through my site, Midnight City Tarot, you'll receive 2 postcards. And these can be filled out and sent to friends, or they can be just enjoyed, hung up on your wall like art. And yeah, this is the City of Dreams postcard that inspired this spread and this reading. And let's get our guidebook out. I always like to have that on hand just in case, to spark some, you know, different thoughts and ideas about the cards that we're pulling. And our crystals, like to have a few of those that I've been working with just since the beginning of creating the deck. So those are all really significant. And yeah, we will get to lighting our candle. So we can take a deep breath together. It feels really good to light the first candle of the new year. This is awesome. I'm so excited for today's reading and just to see what the cards have to say. And yeah, because it is our first reading of the new year, I feel like we're starting fresh. So I want to just knock 3 times on my deck. That's something I do when I want to kind of like just clear the energy of it. And yeah, there's a bunch of ways to clear energy for decks. I don't know if you guys do that often, but I've heard, you can put salt on them just to soak up any extra energies and clear them. I love salt as like a clearing and protecting agent. And I love sound. Sound is like one of my favorite things to work with. So I love like knocking on the deck or clapping or ringing a bell if you have something like that. I think that's a super cool way to just get everything like fresh for the new year. So yeah, I'll go through our questions that we're going to be asking today for the City of Dreams spread. It's the same questions every week. And yeah, it starts with, oh geez, we got jumping cards already. Of course we do. So first we have our general message, what's holding us back, and then the supporting energies that we can call upon. Usually that's energies within ourselves. I find that usually to be a court card or just something we can call upon within us, which I think is really lovely. Woo, we have our first card. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's really in there. Okay, card number 1. Cool. And then let's see, our supporting energies, and then our underlying hidden themes, and then our next steps. And this is all with the theme in mind to create the life that we dream of and to create the qualities that we want to see out in the world or the projects that we're working on and how can we birth them, and just to remind us that we can create the life that we dream of. And this is to support us and provide us with some guidance on how to do that. So let's see if more cards pop out. Otherwise, I'll just keep shuffling and then pull what's on top of the deck. Wow. Okay, first reading for 2022. So I'll go through card by card and then go over like general themes. And yeah, okay, so for our first card, our general message, we have the 2 of Wands. And in this card, we are standing on our balcony. We're looking out past the trees, past the buildings, and the river that we can't see, but we know is there. And we see the city in the distance, and that represents our dreams. So we are visioning, we are looking out, we are thinking broad, we are thinking about the future, and not only thinking about it, but we're feeling like a spark of excitement about it. So doesn't that just feel like so resonant with where we are today, the first day of the new year, looking out and imagining what could be? And in the guidebook, it recommends advice for this card that it would be a good time to future vision. So yeah, if you feel called to get your journal out and come up with some ideas or dreams that you want to see, today would be a really good day to do that. In this whole week, just thinking about, what do you want to create in this world? And it's not really about planning. It's really just about seeing it there in the future, seeing that excitement, that city skyline just glistening with lights and excitement and so much potential. And what is holding us back? We have the 3 of Swords reversed. So heartbreak and betrayal, and it's in the past, which is kind of good. Or at least when I see this, I'm assuming it's in the past. So you can let me know how you feel about that, if that resonates. And this also came up, the 3 of Swords, in a past reading. So that also makes me feel like this is something in the past. So yeah, betrayal, sadness, heavy heart, which I also think ties to last week's next steps of the Ace of Cups and taking care of our heart and healing our heart. So I think more of that is necessary, but it is nice that it's reversed, because when it's upside down, the swords can fall out and our hearts can begin to heal. So yeah, kind of letting go of any betrayal. And if you feel ready to, start healing and working towards letting go, I think is really important too, so that we won't be held back by past hurt. And then supporting energies that we can call upon, we have our Six of Cups reversed, which is interesting. So the Six of Cups, we are at a green market, a farmer's market in Brooklyn, and admiring all these beautiful mason jars full of bouquets from special flowers that remind us of our grandmother's garden. So it totally speaks to nostalgia, like deep, deep nostalgia and looking back. And when it's reversed, we're having a weird feeling when we look back. It's not like a super good feeling. It's regret kind of. And it's, looking back and feeling like not great about it, which I think is really interesting and definitely resonating to think about, looking back at the past year, looking back at 2021 and all that's happened, and having a lot of regrets and having nostalgia for things that maybe didn't even come to fruition or didn't pan out the way we wish they would have. And Cups is a really resonant suit for myself because I am a Pisces sun and a Cancer moon. So the water and the emotions, like, it just super hits home to me, and just the feeling of nostalgia. I think it is that Cancer moon sign. If anyone else has that, drop a little note in the comments below and let me know. But yeah, it's kind of just like that daydreamy, like visioning feeling of like when I go back into my memories, I'm not feeling super good about it. So, and it's, I guess, okay to just let that be. And I always love the tarot, especially for collective readings, because it means that like I'm not the only one feeling this way, that there's others feeling this way too. So tarot really connects us in that way. And I think that's really beautiful. So, okay. That is our supporting energies that we can call upon. So I would definitely say look back at memories and try not to dwell on the past too much, but to find some beauty in it and find some blooming flowers in those memories when you do look back. So our underlying and hidden themes, we have the King of Coins, which we've seen in these City of Dreams readings and past readings. And it's always interesting when we see these cards coming up in a pattern to remind ourselves, like, we need to pay attention to these messages. And it's really telling a story, which is so cool. So the King of Coins, they sit at their desk in Manhattan in a skyscraper. They are the master of manifesting in the physical, tangible world. Like, they've created this whole situation for themselves, an office, a business up high in the skyscraper, looking out over all of Manhattan, like up, like they've made it. And they have this planet in the background signifying coins, like pentacles is the traditional term for the suit. And it's just signifying like the natural world. And they planted the seed that they saw in the Ace of Coins, and they've let it grow into this whole giant business. But when it's reversed, they're feeling unimpressed by this wealth that they've gathered. So this speaks to making sure that our dreams are not just frivolous dreams, and it's not just about chasing the bag or chasing money. It's about, thinking about this in terms of all the suits of the tarot, thinking about it in terms of like our spiritual fulfillment and not just tangible fulfillment. And that is a message that's been coming up for us. So I think it's really important to keep that in mind. Like, it's not all about just having money in this world and tangible physical things and like accumulating all this stuff. It's really about something much deeper. So underlying, very interesting. So for our next steps, we have the Seven of Cups, which is like the weirdest card in the tarot. So we're here at a warehouse party in Brooklyn, in a crowded space with our diffraction glasses on, looking out at these 7 cups that have appeared in the sky before us. And they represent many different paths that we can go down, many different choices, or many different timelines, even if that's, a framework that you think in or want to work in. So there's all these choices, there's all these options, but we're not seeing clearly. We have these diffraction glasses on that's distorting our vision. So make sure that you get grounded this week and take this time to observe and look out there into the world at what's going on, and then decide what you want to do when you feel more grounded And yeah, I mean, people have different ways of interpreting tarot, of course. And I always see this as just like a little like weird. Like, yes, it's about choices and decisions and options, but something's like a little bit distorted about it. So it's important to keep that in mind. And oh yeah, this is also really cute. Like, I never want to forget the actual like symbolism and like drawing that's in the card. We have the ball, like the New Year's Eve ball dropping. So funny if anyone watched like the ball dropping on TV last night, or if this, means something special to you. They're out dancing and they're out celebrating in this card. So that's super cool and super funny. I love like the cheekiness of the tarot. And there's like fireworks going off. So yeah, this is so cute and great. Wishing you guys a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. I'm excited for the new year. This is making me honestly feel a little bit better about this first week, a little bit more confident, stepping my toe into the first week of the new year. And yeah, I'll be doing a full spread about 2022. It's going to be like a mini reading, but it'll cover a lot, and that will be up shortly. So definitely check out that video. I'll link it up here once that's up. And yeah, we'll dive into the year together. I'm super excited about it. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have a friend that you think would be interested in it, please send it over to them. It's been so incredible watching our community grow. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. If you have any questions too that you would like to see answered in the next reading, please let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.